right. Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Tandem AllNet, as always, for hosting this for us, and thank you guys for attending. So for those of you that weren't able to make it to Dallas, we thought it would be great to bring CEDIA kind of to you and let you see all the new products that we did show at our booth this year. We actually had a lot of stuff that we showed, a lot of new product, a lot of new modules as well. So without further ado, let's start off with probably what I'll say was probably the biggest hit in our booth, and that is our new MX Home Pro. It did receive Best in Show from Residential Systems and twice, so we're really excited about this product. We're expecting a, let's call it a mid to late October launch, and this is kind of a, let's call it an extension of our CCP line. It uses totally new software, new hub, new remote, and it's all network-based product. So we start with a smart network hub that it's the first ever Wi-Fi enabled base station that URC has ever created. Gives you 4 IR outputs and an IR blaster in the front. That includes free mobile apps, and that's pretty much unlimited, let's call it, for iOS and Android type devices. Okay, the hub itself is $299 retail. Okay, so very affordable to get someone into this product. Now, because it's network-based, we could do a lot of cool stuff like IP control on top of IR control that you guys are normally used to. We also showed something that's a little unique for our iOS apps, and that's called side loading of third-party apps. So instead of creating two-way modules for a bunch of devices, we let you actually dock up to 8 apps on the screen, and that could be loaded by either you, the technician, or could be actually added by the clients themselves, and it actually side loads other apps right into our app. So no more hitting the home key, jumping to another app, going back to the MX Home Pro mobile app. So no more toggling back and forth. You can sideload some of your apps like Sonos, Lutron. We even have stuff like Facebook and stuff that are all ready to get sideloaded. And we give you back to MX Home Pro right in the upper left-hand corner so you can actually toggle between the two apps. It's really great. And for those of you that aren't aware, that was released for Total Control as well, probably about 5 months ago. So if you guys aren't aware of that feature, you guys can definitely send me a note, or and I can definitely show you how to implement that in Total Control as well. We also showed as a companion our Smart Remote Control, okay? And this is a $299 retail as well. It's got a 2-inch screen. It's a Wi-Fi based controller, does not shoot IR out the front. And this does have about 15 two-way modules that it'll launch with. Those include Sonos, Lutron Caseta, RA2, I believe Denon Hios as well, among others. So kind of think about this. It's a very, very nice IP-based solution for you guys. And, you know, we're talking about a $598 MSRP for remote, base station, and iOS apps. And then, of course, you can add our Z-Wave gateway. That's our ZW2. That's a $250 retail. It does have its own standalone app, but remember, we can sideload third-party apps, so we can sideload, and we can go and add any Z-Wave devices. Okay, so you can have control of Z-Wave lighting, Z-Wave thermostat, door locks, control scenes. So very cool feature there. And then we kind of moved to a completely new editor. Okay, this is not going to be an editor that you guys load on a PC. This is all cloud-based. So now you could do your programming from a mobile device, so an iPad or an Android tablet. You could probably do it on an iPhone, but might be a little hard just because of the size, or any PC or Mac. So since it's all cloud-based, you guys could do programming and tweaking anywhere in the world. So client changes out their cable or satellite service. You could actually do that anywhere in the world and download to their system. It only takes about 10 seconds to load the project and maybe about 30 to 40 seconds to reboot the processor again, and they're back up and running. So again, very cool new product. I definitely would recommend all you guys check this out. we should see it, like I said, in probably about somewhere between 3 and 4 weeks from now. Okay, so let's move on to some of the new stuff we showed for total control. This has been a long time coming, this particular product. This is our DMS in. So this gives you the ability to add a DMS stream into our system. It's kind of a one-off. We give you one input, okay, so it's going to just generate one stream, but we give you the option of analog in and digital input. Okay, and our digital in includes digital, coaxial, and optical. And optical is great because great for TVs that don't have any analog out any longer, or maybe Apple TV, or maybe something like a Roku that doesn't even offer digital coaxial as well. So, and I said it converts any input to our DMS stream. So you do a DMS 1200, you need that fifth input. Instead of having to buy a whole nother amplifier to add that input, now you could just buy a DMS in and add a input to your DMS system. We do give you adjustable input levels, so we can do source matching. And again, we made it PoE. So perfect for tucking it behind a TV set where you maybe only have one Cat5, powers over Ethernet that's going to connect to your MFS switch anyways, and we could create a digital stream. So very cool product. It's $249 retail. This is probably going to be the end of 2016. So let's call it sometime in December is when we're expecting this guy. Well, since we created a DMS in, we had to create a DMS out as well. So we give you an analog output and a digital output as well, optical or digital coaxial. Again, this is one single output stream, and it'll convert any DMS stream to this output. So perfect for connecting third-party amplifiers, AVRs, or sound bars. So just be aware this is a fixed audio output, so it is not variable. And again, we made it power over Ethernet. So your option, it does come with a 5-volt wall wart, just like our DMS in does, but we give you the option of either wall wart or power over Ethernet. And this will also have a retail of $249, and again, will probably be available towards the end of this year. All right, the next product that we showed is our TKP 7600. This has an $800 retail, so it's a little bit cheaper than our 7500 was. Of course, 7-inch touchscreen, do swipe and flick gestures. It shares our GT interface, just like all of our other interfaces. Powers over Ethernet, mounts in a double gang box, but also to note, it has a completely different mounting system as our 7000 did. So this is using a magnetic base, so it actually just snaps right into place. And we redid the stylings. You can see it's got the nice curved edges alongside of it. We also gave you the option to mount it either portrait or landscape as well, and that could all be configured right inside the accelerator software. But probably the most notable and the biggest change to this interface is the addition of intercomming, and that's intercomming for audio, video, or we also let you use it as baby monitor as well. What's really unique is all the setup for intercomming is done right on the interface itself. It's no need to do anything in Accelerator. You just get into the settings menu, you enable intercomming, you name your station, and you can select which of these parameters you want to enable. So whether it just be audio, video, or monitoring on it. So, and it's all done by peer-to-peer communication. So there's no negotiating through our processor. All of these TKP 7600s will talk just right between each other. So we're really excited about this one. I would expect this to ship within about 2 weeks. Let's call it about mid-October. So, and just so you're aware, we are completely out of TKP 7000. So yes, this is the replacement for that. The next thing that we showed is our TDC 7100. And believe it or not, this is a $600 MSRP. So this is a wireless Wi-Fi 7-inch touchscreen. Of course, does our swipe and flick, just like our 7600, same GT interface, and this shares the same Wi-Fi quick connect chipset that our 1080 and 820 have. We have a tabletop charging base that is, you guys will love this, inductive charging. So no little contacts on the base to line up or anything. You just slap it right on the base and it does the charging for you. We even give you the USB connector on both the charging base and on the actual touch panel itself, so you can choose on how you want to charge it. So this is going to be a phenomenal tabletop controller. And again, this will do intercomming as well. So here's your wireless intercomming. Just like the 7600, you'll have your option of doing audio, video, or baby monitoring. And now we can do complete intercomming between all the TDC 7100s and all the TKP 7600s on your network. So really excited about this product. Again, this is probably going to be towards the end of the year, might squeak into beginning of next year, but hopefully we'll get it by the end of the year for you guys. Hey, we also showed 3 new modules. Really excited about these. So the first one we showed was Dish Network module. Gives you full IP control of Dish Network receivers, full two-way feedback from channels, and you can see we actually show you what's going on the channel that you're tuned to and allow you or your customers to add favorite channels on the fly. Okay, so you guys don't have to go back and program favorite channels. Clients can add up to 60 favorite channels all right inside this module. Okay, and this has launched, by the way. This is available to download today in the URC control room. It was a URC developed module, so it's completely free of charge. The next one that we showed was Doorbird. Okay, this is going to launch with the 7600. Of course, we need something to video intercom too. So this is a great little camera door station where you can ring the doorbell, and it's actually going to ring through all the 7600s. You can then go and answer the call and do a video intercomming right with someone on the front door. Okay, so this will launch when the 7600 gets released, so hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And as Bill mentioned, there's a lot of buzz about integrating the Amazon Echo. We also showed this integration as well. We are waiting Amazon approval, their final API, so we can launch this. Again, I would probably anticipate by the end of the year, but you could trigger any command with your voice. So whether you want to turn on a DMS zone, trigger lighting, open the front door, that could all be done via voice commands, all programmed through Accelerator. Oops. And we can also do customized responses as well. So after you initiate the command, you can have Amazon Echo respond any way of your choosing. Last of all, something that we expect to launch in probably the next Accelerator update, and this is our favorite channels module. You guys have been asking for some way to incorporate favorites inside of devices for a very long time. We wanted to make sure we got it right for you. So instead of you guys manually programming favorites, we've created a favorite channels module. You can attach this in Accelerator to any service provider box, so whether it be Dish Network, DirecTV, Comcast, Time Warner, Charter, you name it, you just attach this favorite channels module to that device, and at that point, you'll get this little star, so a little favorites icon next to when you're inside of that device. You hit the little favorites button, and we'll actually have you put in your zip code. We'll list all the providers in your area, and that includes over-the-air antenna as well. You select from your provider, and we're basically going to give you a list of every single channel, and you can just put a check mark next to it and hit go, and it's going to actually populate all the favorite channels for you, complete with channel icons. Okay, this is done by a cloud-based service called GraceNote. It's powered by Tribune. So when cable or satellite providers change their channel numbers or maybe change their logo or icon, this is dynamic and it's going to change for you. So no need for you guys to ever go back and reprogram favorites for your customer. They can even add favorites themselves if they want to. You can add up to 60 favorite channels all together. Okay, and even when you highlight all of these favorite channels, when you're in the favorite channel module, it'll actually give you tell you what's actually playing. That's that last screenshot there. So right up at the top, they'll say, hey, San Andreas is playing on HBO, and you could select Watch Now. So we're really excited about this one. I know it's been a long time coming for you guys, but I really think we did it right and really made it easy for you guys to implement favorite channels for your customer and not have a whole bunch of service calls so you guys can service it. A couple more things I want to mention before we're done. We're pretty much done with the product and the modules and stuff for CEDIA, but I do want to mention we do have training at headquarters in New York coming up in October and November. These are kind of special 3-day trainings that we're doing. It's going to be really, really small sessions. We're only doing 15 people per each session. First one is going to be October 18th through the 20th, and our next session will be November 1st through the 3rd. So just to give you an idea, day one, we're going to be talking about programming a total control system. That includes setting up the network, adding rooms, adding DMS network, and creating drivers. Day two will be about integration. So we'll learn more about advanced drivers, D-Wave integration, and third-party devices, thermostats and stuff. And on the third day will be all about automation. So being reactive to third-party devices, using our timers, and advanced third-party controls, conditional logic, and sensors and stuff. Okay, there is a registration fee. You guys can go to eventbrite.com to register. It's $750 to attend, but here's the nice part. So what's included with your attendee fee is we're going to give you lodging at a nearby hotel. We're going to shuttle you to and from URC headquarters and provide breakfast and lunch for you. And all of the registrants will receive a whole bunch of stuff, but it's $1,650 value. Okay, you're going to get an MRX8 controller, a TRC 1080, a TRF ZW2, and 2 Vivito lamp dimmers. Okay, what's going to be great is we're going to have the stuff for you there at headquarters so you guys can practice programming. So this is going to be very, very hands-on. And after you're all said and done, we're going to pack it all up for you and ship it for you back home. Okay, so if you guys are interested, please go to Eventbrite and register. These are going to be really great trainings, probably the most intimate trainings URC's ever done. Very hands-on, which is good. And without further ado, if you guys have any questions, that'd be great. If not, I have my email address here, and I always love hearing from you guys. Please send me an email if you don't want to speak up and ask your question now, or if you think of something later. So at this point, I'll open it up to you guys.
Great, Brett, thanks. If I have everybody muted right now, but if you want to unmute yourself individually and ask the question, or feel free to type it into the chat, and I'd be happy to moderate. So do we have any other questions? Just a reminder, too, that for those of you that weren't on the recording when we got started here, we are having a Lutron webinar next Tuesday, which will be a similar platform of what was new at CEDIA. We'll hit some highlights, and then the week following that, we have BrightSign Digital Signage has a new assortment of players and services that will be available starting right now, and we'll be doing that webinar in a few weeks as well. This session was also recorded so that we will have this posted up to our YouTube channel, and if there's anybody in your organization that was not able to attend today, they could catch it on the recording. So here's a question that's come through: MX Home Pro training date?
Those have not been scheduled, although we did put our training modules are now live at the URC University. So if you guys want to get a preview of how to program it, there's 5 training modules, takes about an hour, and it gives you a really great overview of the product line itself and pretty much on how to program it. You guys will find it very similar to CCP, except that it just looks different, but gives you all the same features that you guys have come to know and love in CCP. And by the way, for direct dealers, we are doing pre-orders for you guys now. So if you guys want to make sure you're one of the first ones to get your hands on it, please talk to your Tandem rep, and you can put that on pre-order.
Question came through from Bob. The new Apple TVs only have HDMI, and a lot of my clients are gravitating to app-based TV interfacing. Are there plans to accommodate these trends?
Apple TV, unfortunately, or Apple, should I say, has never opened their API for their Apple TV. So we're really limited to IR control at this time unless you go with a third-party module. There's only one that I know that exists for total control, and that's by a company called DashOS. You're more than welcome to go look them up. It's dashos.net. They do charge for it, and last I checked, their module was still considered in beta version.
Roku, however, has a full driver with full two-way control, so that might be an alternative that can cover many of the apps that are available on the Apple TV.
Yeah, that's correct. And actually, I would say Roku probably covers more. Recently, Apple eliminated YouTube from all the Apple TVs, and that was probably one of their more popular of apps there, whereas Roku still has YouTube. And then, like Bill mentioned, we have a full two-way module that gives you direct access to any channels. So you could actually give your customer a Netflix button right on their main user interface, where that's pretty much impossible to do for Apple TV.
Okay, we have another question here from Corey. I might have missed this part, but does the 7600 have a camera built in, or would we be relying on something such as a DC-1 for baby monitoring?
No, it has a camera built in and a half duplex microphone and speaker in it. So no, it's all video intercom built all inside one enclosure. And yes, if you're using it for baby monitoring, camera's built into it. So yeah, you're all set, ready to go. And the TDC 100 will also have a camera, microphone, and speaker in it as well. So it will really do video intercomming all in one enclosure.
Okay, we'll hang out for a few minutes here to see if any other questions come through. Again, feel free to unmute yourself or just to type them in. I'd be happy to moderate it. To someone's question earlier about MX Home Pro training, we will have MX Home Pro training locally once we get final ship dates and we get something on the calendar here. So it won't be too long after we start shipping the product that will make training available. However, those online training modules should get you most of the way there.
Yeah, and don't be intimidated by MX Home Pro. It's not like a full total control. Like I said, it's more like CCP. The training sessions are probably more going to be like half-day training sessions, and that'll pretty much be enough to get you guys up and running and ready to go.
Okay, well, it doesn't look like any other questions are coming in, Brett, so with that, I guess we'll wrap it up. If you'd like, we'll hang out here as people start dropping off in case there's a question you'd like to answer or a question you'd like to ask. But other than that, thank you guys for attending today, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a great day. And again, if you guys think of anything else, please feel free to email me. Email is on the screen.